Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Touchline podcast. Thank you very much for joining. Please do what to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, comment, like, share. And on Facebook, click on the follow button, comment, like, and share as well. I am Joel, and I'm here with.
Defla, your regular co-host.
Oh,
Charlie.
Defla.
Yeah.
What's up?
Charlie,
They're gone.
We day Easter mood.
Yeah. How did you start to go? Hope
uh,
everything they go
everything
on
be
track.
normal, everything be normal.
I want to side there, they go and give you, Charlie.
Mm.
She say one of
You
one
people,
cousin
they
come
know
out
they
so Charlie.
celebrate Easter like that. So.
Now even at the talk say I be one of cousin no day, so check like
Yeah,
everybody make
Charlie, how we
like
go do?
everybody make sad like
Yeah.
sorry everything they do they are not Charlie. The thing they hit you or something. Today
Charlie,
ask me
how
the
we
old
go
boy they
do?
talk Charlie. Charlie old boy they talk say Charlie the thing be very painful like
Yeah.
he be young like now she day school like they see everybody go talk to be how they talk about that thing but
Yeah.
Charlie how you go do them we before
Old
move on
school, now
that be
they come.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Charlie, none of us can explain why
Mm.
some of these things happen. We just have to just console ourselves. You can't. I don't know why we are talking about it, but maybe there's someone out there who is also in that same, who finds
Yeah.
him or herself in that same situation, and maybe they find it hard to overcome it.
Mhm.
The best thing we can tell you is to just to, I mean, encourage yourself.
Yeah.
It's hard for us though. I don't know about you, Defla, but me personally, I was telling the other time, I was putting my shoes in the fact that, I mean, if this so and so, like, how would I have felt? So it's really hitting hard, and we just have to, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
There's
it's life.
nothing much you can do. We just have to like
Exactly.
try and move on,
Yeah,
be strong
yeah.
and move on.
We just have to sympathize with our own selves.
Yeah.
We can do nothing about it. All right. Um, um so we were all saying, I mean, majority of the football world would have said, I mean, comeback is possible with respect to Arsenal's game. I'm bent on Arsenal's game because every time I see it, that particular match was the talk of town, and almost everyone around the world was, I mean, was so much into that game. What to expect, the results. I mean, there were predictions. People gave the analysis and things. So much of the discussion would definitely or probably be around the Arsenal Madrid match. So at the Bernabeu, or proud to the game, we were all thinking, uh, Arsenal beating, I mean, Madrid at the Bernabeu
Mhm.
was was not expected, wasn't expected. Maybe people were thinking a win by a goal margin, a draw, or something was a possibility. But Arsenal, I mean, they exceeded expectation. Now, Ateta, as you said earlier, is a masterclass when it comes to defending, and I love the fact that when it comes to defending, I mean, he does so many things so exceptional. I don't know. Tell me, Defla, is that his trademark? Before we even get into the game, because there are some things that I want to pinpoint that I realized I was not only watching the game, but
Yeah.
I was looking at some peculiar things. Is that his trademark?
Yeah. I don't know if you say it is trademark also, but for me, I know that that's a strength. That's if I look at all the aspects of Arsenal's game, that's where we are the strongest. We are defensively very strong. We are very hard to break down. So probably you can say maybe that's his trademark, but we play some good football too. So you cannot say, but defensively we are very hard and tough to break down. That's
Okay,
like the
yeah.
best.
So now back to what I want to say. In the first 30 minutes, we all know the strength of Madrid at their flanks,
Yeah,
and we know the mobility of their three fronters,
yeah.
their three front lines: Mbappe, Vinicius, and then who else?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. In the first 30 to 35 minutes, Vinicius was nullified. He was out of the game. Defla, the, he was out of the game all the balls that went to his side are supposed to either go back to where the ball came from, or the ball or the play gets interrupted. How important was Thomas Partey and Timberlake? Is what is his name?
Timber, Durian Timber.
Timber. Yeah, yeah. So how important was Partey and Timber at that right hand side in the
And
first 30 minutes of the
the
game?
the what Ateta really does is that he doubles up. So if you're a winger in Arsenal, you're expected to drop back and come and help your defense, the defender, the right back. So if you realize Saka was tracking back a lot, doubling up on Vinicius on the left hand side, and Martinelli was doing the same on the right hand side. And in the midfield, I think we sat back, we were compact. Rice was really impressive. Partey was really impressive. We didn't give them um, time and space when they entered our box. If you realize, we could leave them to pass the ball at the back. We were not pressing them that much. But when they got into our 18, our side of the field, you could tell the pressure was there. We were on them. We were tackling hard, tracking runners. Like we didn't give them space. We didn't give them time on the ball. We were not just sitting back. We were pressing them a little. As soon as they enter into our part of the field,
H.
yeah, we start pressing them, we start doubling up on them, and that's Arteta's specialty. He's very good at that. Even if he wants to sit in a low block, we are very good at that. And we were able, I think even in the first half, from our counter attacks, we created the best chances. We had a penalty that we missed. Saka had a chance that he played and it just missed the post. Martinelli had a chance and the keeper saved it. I think in the first half, even in the first half, when we were supposed to defend, we created the better chances and we should have gone into the halftime with a lead at least. So if you look at the game, we were able to, like I said the last time, in our last, we were able to sit back and be defensively solid, and we picked our time, the time and chance to attack, and yeah, we did that very well. And that was a very good sign.
Yeah. Okay. Impressive game. Impressive performance. And I mean, in the first half, the game was there were no too much chances from the Madrid side. As you said, you allowed them to play the game, you defended, and then you I mean looked for moments in the game, or you looked for spaces or moments where you can counter attack them. Immediately they lose the ball, and I could see Rice picking up the pieces. I mean the 50-50 balls, the loose balls. Rice is there to stop the passes. I mean, there were so many things that was done right by by the midfielders, and then Thomas Partey also doubling up as a right back and that as a midfielder. I could see at the latter parts of the first half, I could see Partey dropping into the middle in terms of attacking when you're attacking, but defensively he's at the right side of the pitch. Now into the game, I saw something. I saw something also exceptional from, how do you call it, Merino.
Yeah,
What is Merino's role in this stage of the competition? I feel he's one of the important guys.
yeah,
The role he's playing, he's not being recognized, but definitely he's playing an important role that many people are not talking about. Mikel Merino.
yeah. I think Marino is he's very physically very good. He knows how to win duels, and he's not playing as your typical number nine, so he drops into the
Exactly,
midfield
exactly.
to help the
Yeah,
midfield. And one thing that he's better at doing than Havertz is that he knows how to show the ball and give passes. So if you realize from both our goals, the two goals, he was the one who gave the assist.
it was all
If you
from
look,
him.
yeah, if
It
you
was
look
all
at the
from it was
passes,
all
yeah,
from Merino. Yeah.
yeah. So if you look at the passes he gave for the two goals, they were exceptional passes because originally he's a midfielder, so he knows how to pick
Yeah,
these passes. And in the game, he was very good. Yeah, like even from the first goal, if you watch the game very well, he was the one who won the header for the flick on for Saka before he was able
yeah,
to run into the box, get the ball, and give it back to Saka again for that goal. And it was
exactly.
a very good goal. The way Saka took the goal was very good. The second goal too, if you look at how he gave the pass, I was thinking that maybe if Fran Garcia had stood,
Yeah, Rongas,
maybe
yeah,
Martinelli would have been offside. But when I watched the
offside.
replay, I saw that even if he had stood
The
there,
pass was
the
on
pass
point.
was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
wasn't in
yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
offside position anyway. So yeah, so overall, he was very good. I think it was in our team, everybody was good. Everybody was exceptional. It was only one mistake from Saliba that gave them the goal. But even him, he was very good. The way he
Very
marshaled
good.
Mbappe,
Yeah,
he
Mbappe.
totally marked him out of the game. Like
Exactly,
they
he
were
did.
very good.
He
Yeah,
did.
everybody was good.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I, I, at a bit about, I didn't see any kind of pressure on Arsenal. Do you think the three-goal lead from the first leg played an important role?
Yeah, like I said earlier
Because
I
they
think
felt so calm. Like they were so calm. They were not intimidated by the fans. I mean, you could see some action, some chants from the spectators thinking it could get into their head and then affect the game. But they were so composed.
yeah, like you are saying, if you've watched Arsenal games since Ateta, we started playing well since Ateta came. We Arsenal team is not faced by big games, so big games doesn't really affect us like pressure. We are not under pressure. We know how to manage pressure very well. And like I said in our last this thing, Madrid conceding the third goal killed the tie for me. Because scoring two goals against us now is not easy, let alone three. So the third goal really killed the tie for me, and I couldn't see us conceding three goals against Madrid, no matter how well they played. And the good thing is that when we started, we didn't panic. In fact, we when we started, we took the game to them and we got the penalty and we missed it. When we missed it, I was thinking that okay, it could backfire and it will ginger Madrid. And when they got that their penalty that eventually was cancelled, I was relieved because if that penalty had stood, I think it would have
Had gone
changed the
in.
game. Yeah, it would have changed the game. But I was relieved when,
Are you sure? Are you sure I could have changed the game?
yes, definitely, because it was somewhere around the 20th, 25th minute there.
Wow.
Somewhere penalty had gone in and it's they scored, it would have really put pressure. But we were able to hold them, so it was eventually didn't make any difference in the game. Kudos to the players,
Okay.
they played very well.
Yeah, and then more. I mean, more part at the back to Arteta, who has been under immense pressure, looking at the team's performance in the league and then putting up such performances in the Champions League, which is actually a big one. All right, so but now let's go to Madrid. Let's talk a little bit about them. You the last time we said, oh, we were disappointed in the Madrid players because they didn't live up to the game. Are you still disappointed, or now you think there is nothing they could do? Arsenal are just too good. I mean, looking at this stage of the competition, looking at the season, Arsenal are just too good for Madrid.
I'm still disappointed. I felt like they could have given us now a tougher game. Like their game plan didn't work. They wanted to go to the wings and put in crosses, and it's very hard to beat Arsenal with crosses. I don't know why they decided to go that way. But I think if they had attacked through the midfield, it would have been better for them. And most of their players were disappointing, especially over the two legs. Rodrigo was very disappointing. If watching Real Madrid, I think their problem is that all their three front players prefer to be on the left hand side. Mbappe was not stretching the defense. Vinicius likes to be on the left. Rodrigo likes to be on the left. They were everybody. It's like when they get the ball, you could see Mbappe drifting to the left hand side. Vinicius is also there, and there was no threat up front. Like there was nobody up front who could cause the central defenders any problems, and that's the problem they had during the game. Most of their play was centered around the left hand side, and I think going forward next season they will need to get a left winger and maybe put Rodrigo or somebody on the bench so that they come in as an impact player later in the game. Because if you look at the bench, they don't really have anybody you can call on to come in when the game gets tough. There's Brahim Diaz and there's this guy, how do you call him? Um Hendrick. But they are not that high level caliber of players that you want to call on when the game gets tough.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So on the other side, I would disagree with you a little bit,
Yeah.
because I think Arsenal this season in the Champions League has been strong. Has been strong. I mean, they've grown in every game that they've played. We've had our disagreements about the fact that anytime they meet the elite, they don't live up to the game. They play below their standard. They don't show up. I mean, there is some sense or urgency or fear to live up to the expectation. I mean, to these guys, to match up to these guys. But from the game against PSG, meeting in the round of 16, making it through the quarters, meeting all these clubs, they've grown and they've shown that they have what it takes to make it up to this stage of the competition. I mean, Defla, Madrid is not an easy side. Though. Let's not act like Arsenal played against an easy team or a team. When Madrid hasn't been so good this season. But let me tell you, the games they've played this season, even in their bad moments, they're able to grind results. Against Man City, we saw it. Against some teams, we also saw it. So this season, they have not been that good, but they are not that bad. So we shouldn't think that Madrid hasn't been good. That's why Arsenal were able to. Arsenal is on top form in the Champions League, no doubt about that. They are able to stick to their game plan. They are able to stick to their formation. The manager has put something into their heads. I mean, kudos to Arteta. He's doing a very good thing when it comes to the Champions League. I don't know why he couldn't put this into the league, but on the flip side, on the flip side, yeah, would say that I mean Arsenal has been a very tough team. And I personally think Arsenal were too good for Madrid. Yeah. Madrid hasn't been good this season, but Arsenal in the Champions League has been very, very good. This is a team that was second on the league before the really that was second on the champion or third.
Yeah, third.
Third. Yeah. They were third on the how many points even difference from Barca? How many points?
Just two points,
Just 2 points. And how many games did they lose?
just one.
Just one. So look at the statistics. Do you understand? To it took Madrid to play another playoff before they could make it into the round of 16. So if you look at the statistics for these two sides, and let's be fair to Arsenal, Arsenal also met top teams. I mean, they met PSG proud to the qualification
Yeah,
in the qualification round. If I
we
stand to be
played
corrected.
PSG, Atlanta, and
Yeah,
Inter Milan.
and look at all these teams. Look at all these teams. They won against PSG,
Yeah.
home and away,
No, we played them
right?
just once. We won at home.
Just once
Yeah.
against Atlanta, you won.
No, we drew that
Arsenal
game.
won.
We drew.
We drew
Yeah.
against Inter Milan.
Inter Milan was the only team that beat us in the Champions League.
Okay, that was even by a goal margin,
Yeah,
if I'm
from the
right.
penalty spot.
A goal margin. So compare all these statistics. I mean, their performance in the tournament. We are taking our eyes off what they have done in the competition. When we look at the things that they have done in the competition, it's been enormous. They've equally met top teams, just like Madrid. They've played bigger games or big games, just like Liverpool did, just like Barcelona did. So their performance in the competition didn't come easily. They had to go through some tough moments. They made it automatically to the round of 16. They didn't play. They didn't go through a playoff.
Yeah.
They met bigger teams. So I mean, getting to this stage of the competition and beating Madrid, Arsenal deserves to be at this stage of the. I mean, they deserve to be there. They did it on. I mean, they did it in a hard way, and I'm not disappointed that Madrid players didn't show up. But the fact is that Arsenal were too good for them. That's my point of view. Yeah,
Okay.
Arsenal were too good. I mean, Arsenal,
I,
yeah,
I
they were too
don't
good
I
for
don't
Madrid. Yeah,
disagree.
yeah,
I don't disagree, but then I'm thinking that Madrid could have made the game a little bit more interesting. That's where I'm coming from.
yeah.
If
Okay,
the
yeah.
game, both legs
Sometimes
were very.
you would yeah. Sometimes you would wish to, but ahoɔden like you can't. The people, if the people are too good, you can play as you want to, but you can't because if Madrid had beaten Arsenal, oh, we would have said, oh, Madrid are good, and this time they showed up. Let me tell you, they showed up at the Bernabeu. Madrid did, though. They did, but just that Arsenal they stood their grounds. Arsenal stood their grounds. Look at the way Arsenal defended. Look at the way Arsenal attacked. Look at all these players. We were saying, oh, everyone was equally good. You even mentioned who Saliba at the defense. Look at Saliba's performance at the defense. Even Kivo. Look at Kivo. His role. I mean, so Arsenal. I mean, over the two legs, Arsenal has been so good. And looking at their growth in the tournament, they've been exceptional. They've been one of the best teams. And getting at this stage of the competition, they deserve it. They deserve it. So now, what is next? What is next? Because anytime you get to this stage, I mean, you still need to be calm. Yeah, you don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah, you still need to be calm and at this stage, all the four teams, their target is to win. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You don't get to this stage not thinking you
No,
have to win the
if you
tournament.
get to the semi-final, the goal is to win the tournament, right?
Yeah, yeah, you are supposed to win the tournament. What what are Arsenal chances?
Um, Chances are good. I told
And
you,
yeah, and definitely they are playing against PSG.
yeah. Like I
I
told you
feel
the last time,
okay, okay, say it. Yeah.
yeah. Like I told you the last time, if we get past
Madrid.
Madrid, the only team I was fearing is Inter Milan. But let's not take even though we've beaten PSG earlier this season.
This is going to be a different game.
Yes,
This is going to be
that
a
PSG
totally different.
team, that PSG
I tell
team
you,
is totally different from the PSG team
I
they
tell
have
you,
now.
Defla. It is
That you
going to
can,
be a
there's no
totally.
two ways
That's what I
about
wanted
it.
to ask
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Do you see a different game like with this current PSG? Do you see a different game with respect to what you saw earlier when you played against them?
Yes, this honestly, this PSG team is totally the one playing now is totally different from the one we met earlier in the season. There's no two ways
Yeah,
about that. They've really improved
yeah.
since the last time we
I
played
tell
them.
you,
They are playing some exceptional football, um, but but still, if it comes to um, if I had to put like my neck on the line, I'll still go with Arsenal because I watched PSG's game against Aston Villa, and I think still defensively they are not that very good. Going forward, they are
that's good.
very good, but defensively they are not very good, and we Arsenal can take advantage of that. And one thing about Arsenal is that Arsenal's defense is also very good, so we can at least nullify their or uh, reduce their potency in attack then we can take advantage of their defensive priorities and still win this game this time. But what we have to do is to make sure, like we did against Madrid, we have to win the home leg convincingly so that when we are going away, we know that okay, we have something to play for. We don't have to concede at home. First of all, we don't have to concede at home. So win by a
Are you playing
goal.
home first?
Yes, we are playing home first. So win by a goal or 2 goals. Then when you are, or even 3 goals, then when you are going away, you can go with confidence that. But this PSG, I think this game will be much tougher than the Real Madrid game. If I'm being honest, this game will be much tougher than the Real
So you
Madrid
see
game.
this game to be more difficult.
Yes,
Like this game would be very tough, like more difficult than that of the Madrid game.
yes, definitely, definitely. Like if you look at PSG's team, when they are going forward, you can tell they know what they are doing. Madrid's team is like, let's try something and see if it will work. But PSG, they are going forward with uh, like a purpose, with some tactics. They've
Yeah,
practiced this. They have
yeah,
their how do you call it? Their tactics. They have where this one is going. Where they know what they are
yeah.
doing
Where
when they
the
are going.
role of the
Yeah,
role of
yeah,
every player knows his or her role.
yeah. And they have their attacking patterns that they use to try and break you down. So this game will be much tougher than. And honestly, I'll be very disappointed. I will not say it. Very sad if after beating Madrid, we cannot at least make the final. So I'm praying our boys will step up and at least let's get to the final. When we get to the final, anything
Okay,
can happen.
sure. Pate's absence, is he a worry?
It's a worry. It's a worry. It's a big worry. Now we have to figure out who will play in attack. But I think they will bring Trossard in attack. Then Merino will come back to the midfield. But Pate's absence will be a big loss for us. He controls the midfield for us. He controls our tempo, how we attack, how we defend, and all that.
Is he that important? I mean, to your
Yes,
team, is
for
he
now,
is he like
I
a
don't
very
see him in the team next season. I think his contract will be up at the end of the season. I don't see the team renewing his
okay?
contract. But for now, we don't have anybody. Jorginho is there, but he's a little
He's
bit
injured.
slow. He can control the
He got
tempo
injured
of
in
the
your last
game.
game.
Is it?
He got injured in your lead game,
Yes,
or he's
I
okay
learned
now.
he got injured, but I don't know if he will be available for the PSG game. So if he's not available, that leaves Declan Rice to go to the sixth position so that Merino comes back into midfield.
Okay, so your scoreline, who to go through? Arsenal.
I'm picking us now to go through. Yeah.
Okay, because you stated prior to the at the quarterfinals, ask you your final four before even the game started. You mentioned after the first leg, you mentioned Arsenal, Barca, Dortmund, and then PSG. And this time, perfectly, you're spot on once again.
Yeah,
And this
like
time to your finals team,
um,
your two teams to make the final,
I
Arsenal and then
Arsenal and Inter.
Arsenal and Inter.
Yes.
Okay, so viewers,
Mm.
he has done it again. He said Arsenal is going through to the semis. I mean, Inter, Barcelona, and then PSG. Now this time he said it again. Arsenal, Inter to make the finals. What do you think, or what do you expect in the Inter Milan Barcelona game?
That game will be very tactical. Inter, I think if you look
Because
at
looking at
the
the Inter side, Inter has more experience.
yeah,
When you look at the Inter team, they are
uh,
full of
and
experienced
if you
guys. I
look
mean,
at the
guys who
way they
have been at
play,
this
so
stage before.
mhm,
Yeah, guys who have been at this stage, played in the finals, and compared to that of, I mean, Barcelona. Do you think it's going to play? It's going to be impactful. It's going to, I mean, play a major role in the results. that would come out of this game?
I don't even think that, because if you look at the Barca team, they also have experience as well. Most of their guys, even though
Okay.
they've not played the Champions League
Yeah.
semi-final or final, they've
Yeah.
played
But they've won
Euros
trophies.
finals.
Yeah.
They've played in
Euro
some
final.
big
Yeah.
matches, Olympic games. Most of their players were there. They won the gold. They've played in some, but I think this game plays into the hands of Inter Milan. Barca with their high line, I think Inter will find it easy to break through. They will just sit back and hit them on the counter. Sit back and hit them on the counter. And Inter are very difficult to break down defensively.
Yeah. And the most surprising thing too about Barcelona is that they don't change.
Yes,
They'll
the
still
way
play their
they play,
highline. You can beat
yes,
them five, beat them six. They are not going to
they
change
are
the
not going
system.
to
That
change.
is what they
That's
teach
how
throughout the system. Yeah.
they play. That's Hansi Flick style. So they don't change. Honestly, I'll be very surprised if Inter are not able to get through, because this game plays into their hands. Barca will keep on attacking, attacking, attacking. Even when they are up by 6 or 7 goals, Barca keeps on attacking. So it will play into Inter's hands. Just sit back, pick your moments, and attack very well. And right now, their strikers are in form. Lautaro Martinez has been banging in the goals in the Champions League. They are good at set pieces too, which I think Barca is not very good at. So I think that game really plays into the hands of Inter Milan. If they are able to capitalize on their chances they create, I think they will be able to qualify. But it will be a tough match. It will be a tough match.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough match, as the last said. The final four, we have Arsenal against PSG, we have Barcelona against Inter Milan. And over the two legs, we predict that Arsenal to make through to the final, and then Inter Milan to also make through to the final. Our final two for this UEFA Champions League competition on the Touchline podcast is Arsenal versus Inter Milan. Um, so viewers, thank you very much for joining. It's been an amazing time on this episode. Uh, we catch you on the next one.
Yeah,
We are out.
catch you.